It's also extremely difficult to be a good interviewer. You actually have to listen.
Yeah.
And he listens. And so Rogan's a very good example of someone who, as an individual, stayed closely allied with the truth and has had, well, we have no idea what his impact is going to be, because Rogan has 11 million listeners per episode now. I see absolutely no reason why he won't have 20 million listeners per episode in a year, especially if people keep trying to take him out. And it's so funny, especially watching CNN go after him. You know, they're all treating, the mainstream media, they keep treating Joe like he's the fringe. I think, are you people, well, I know, these legacy news media sources are dying. All their really competent people have already gone off to do other things because they could. And they're living in like 1975, which is a very weird place to live at the moment. And they look at Rogan and they think, what did the CNN guy who was criticizing the other day said, we have all these departments devoted to news analysis, and
Brian
Rogan
Stelter,
is,
I believe.
Rogan is just winging it. It's like, you try winging it, buddy, in front of 11 million people and see how successful you would think that's easy, dancing on a tightrope where any word you say that's false is going to result in, well, complete and utter pillorying of you from multiple news media sources all over the world every day, which is what's happened to Joe nonstop in the last month, despite the fact that he hasn't said anything stupid. So wing it. You think that's so easy. It's not so easy. And look what he's done. It's like, it's amazing. And all he's done,
What do you think is going to happen with him with Spotify?
Oh, Spotify won't remove Rogan?
You don't think so?
What are
They'd
the
be
odds?
out of their mind.
What are the odds?
They dropped from $60 billion valuation to 36. That's $24 billion. You think the board is sitting there, they're diehard Joe Rogan fans, or do you think they're profit margin, top line revenue fans?
Oh, I would rather that they were the latter, the profit margin types, because that's what a corporation should do. And I'd trust them more if they were doing that.
I'm with you.
But I also think that if they have any sense, and I know how this is going to turn out, it's turned out in my life like 50 times this way.
Yeah.
The heat goes on, the pressure's on, you're in the desert, it's unpleasant. You wait it out. You wait it out. You wait it out. If you haven't done anything wrong, you wait it out. You don't apologize. You don't back down. You wait, and things viciously turn in your favor. Now, waiting it out while you're roasting, that's not pleasant. And if the Spotify types have any sense, they think, yeah, well, that's a drop, but you know, it's part of the death throes of the legacy media. And once all the dust settles, CNN will have half the viewers they have now, and Joe Rogan will have twice the viewers, and we'll be doing just fine. And Rogan, as long as he keeps doing what he's doing, he came out on Instagram. This is so funny. He came out on Instagram to talk about all this a few days ago, and I thought, you nailed it, Joe. He came out and he said, it's a paraphrase, and I'm going to do it a bit comedically. He basically said, well, everyone knows I'm kind of a lunkhead and I have lots to learn, and I probably haven't managed this like perfectly because I do my own scheduling and I just talk to people I'm interested in, and so possibly I could have presented a more balanced view some of the time, and I'll try to do better in the future. And so all the legacy media said, Joe Rogan apologizes, which is not really the case. And then he talked about how much he liked Neil Young, and none of this was for show, and none of this was
He's as sincere as it gets.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
He told the story when he was at a Neil Young concert. I mean,
Security
he's genuinely a
spy,
fan of security.
It was
Exactly.
great, man. And so as long as Rogan keeps doing that, and he's been doing it for 5 years, and it's not like he hasn't faced pressure before, it's clear to me that I just can't see any scenario short of his assassination that ends up in Rogan not having 20 million viewers an episode in a year. And so as long as he's careful, like he is, I don't think Rogan can be canceled. So even if Spotify dumps him, it's like, who's dumping who here? Rogan, he's on Spotify. It's not necessarily. Spotify might be on Rogan. It's not so clear. And so what's going to happen? They kick him off? Well, he'll just have another platform like tomorrow.
Immediately.
Yeah, and he'll have all the money Spotify
Sure.
gave him, which was actually quite a lot of money.
He'll have way more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
he'll have way more.